日本時間7月に13日、米メディア、スポーツネット LA は、大谷翔平の貴重な存在感と主力打線の爆発で強豪フィリーズをもとし、今季に12回目のカード勝ち越しを決めたドジャースの試合後インタビューを公開。大谷が相手投手にプレッシャーを与え流れを引き寄せると、マンシーの勝ち越しにラン HR やラッシングの3打点、さらに先発ロアー登板試合8戦全勝の驚異的データが話題となっています。先発ロアーがロバーツ監督に、僕が投げればチームは勝つと語った秘話や、大谷の存在感が打線に与えた相乗効果の真相に全米がふついています。ここからはその様子を字幕付きでご紹介します。
Runs in LA Dodger history. Just when you think about kind of with each at bat you have, first I just have to ask you kind of how are you, what is it like being you at the plate right now? Because it does feel like every ball you see, you're making a difference in the game.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going well right now. Everything feels good. Short little rest did wonders for the body. I think a lot of us felt that way. And, for me right there, I was just trying to get a situation done, and I got rewarded for trying to do the right thing.
Now that you stand alone at second, are you thinking more and more about trying to beat EK? Have you reached out to him, or is it just kind of taking it truly one game at a time and see what happens?
No, you just take it one game at a time. I can't think about it because then I go into the box trying to do something that is never a good thing to try to do.
Were you able to get the ball back? Were you able to get the ball back?
No.
Haven't seen it?
No. It's all right.
TBD.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
How much do you kind of like take a minute to appreciate like moments like that and kind of what you've done over your time here?
Well, we have a little plane flight tonight, so maybe I'll think about it on the plane. But that's something that when I get home with the family, we kind of talk over those things and we just reminisce on it. But the goal for us is still there, and we got to keep winning games, keep moving forward, and that's really what I'm focused on most.
Max, it came at a time when your home run comes up that they had tied it up. Being able to come back and respond like that in that situation, what's that say about the way you're focused in on what's going on at the plate right now for you?
Yeah, like I said, I was just trying to get a job done. Freddie's on second, less than two, so my whole goal is get something up to get it to the right side. Nola's a guy that I've really struggled with in the past. That curveball's always given me a lot of fits, so I wanted the curveball to start up out over, and I was fully prepared to just smother it on the ground to Bryce, and he went with the changeup, and because I was leaning, looking out over, I was able to recognize it, just stay on it, and get a good swing on it.
And it's a 22nd series win this year so far, and I know there's a lot of baseball left, but it's had that kind of number of series wins, a high number of series wins. What's to speak to the consistency which this team has played so far?
Yeah, we just got to keep going. It's we're still taking it one game, and you try to win every game that you're playing. But
we've seen it break out, but then also we've seen quite a few one-run games. Seeing the group come together as a whole today, what did you just like about the offensive performance?
Tonight was a good night. Tonight was a really good night. Early on, Nola, had our number early and was sort of cruising, and Dalton early on the first part of the game just carried us, with the homer to get us on the board. The double to drive in a couple more runs, and which was big, and then then the lineup took over, and Tommy then took over. So to be able to get some distance with that bases clearing double was huge.
And then you have Eric Lauer, who's been such a steady guy for the rotation. If you look at just whether it was that early home run, but immediately after, how he tends to settle in. What is it like just when he takes the ball and as he kind of grinds through the outing?
It's great. He's a pro. Since he's been with us, he's been fantastic. And, he understands that he gets to start every 6 days, and this time it was probably 13 days, something like that. And he doesn't want to ever give up the baseball, and he wants to go as deep as he can, and that's a good trait for a starting pitcher. So you get cut early, and you still find a way to regroup and get outs and go deeper in the game, and he did a great job for us. And even in that sixth inning, to go out there and get, that left-hand hitter Harper, and then for us to then go to the pen was huge.
Muncy again. After they tie it up, he comes up with a big 2-run home run to put you in the lead for good. And just the last 2 nights, how do you say about him?
No, I can't say enough about him. I mean, you're talking about what he's done for our ball club, the steadiness, the consistency on both sides of the baseball, invaluable. And even in that situation, he was 0 for 2. He was trying to get the guy over. and then Nola left a changeup up out over, and then he homers to the opposite gap, and he's playing the game, and he keeps coming up with big hits for us.
Do you realize that you've won all 8 games that Lauer has pitched in?
He's told me. So when he let me know, it was 6. So he's told me that when he starts, we win. So that's good, and there's something to that. He's a winner.
There always seems to be a guy in the rotation that the team just scores runs for, and he's got 65 runs in his 8 starts. What is that magic?
There's something to it. It's hard to kind of understand it. It changes every year. But I do think that he's a guy that just makes everybody relaxed, and we somehow show out offensively when he's pitching, but I don't know the science behind it.
How impactful has it been not just to have Tommy back, but like this version of Tommy where it seems like the ankle's not close to an issue for him?
It's honestly this is the best version we've seen of him. Typically, he's a dependable defender. You can put him anywhere, which he's certainly shown that. Even that play versus Henriquez, or for Will Klein, was just a great play to save another run. And but as far as the left-handed at-bats that he's had, which he's had a ton of them, in the last couple, 2-3 weeks, that's where it's really changed, where he was typically a lefty killer, but his at-bat quality of contact versus right has been outstanding, and it's changed our ball club getting him back.
Your 22nd series win this year. Just what's that mean in terms
What's
of
that?
your 22nd series win this year so far, and when you get a series win like that and large numbers as many as you have so far, what's it say about the team's consistency throughout this season so far?
It's every team has its ups and downs, but I will say that we're trying to stack wins, trying to win series, and there's a lot of these series where we lose the first game and come back and win 2 to win the series, and we did that here, and it's a team that's won a lot, and so we do find ways to win.
Dalton had been scuffling for the last 2 weeks. Just what you see is the difference tonight?
I just saw less effort, and for him to come out and after a 4 strikeout game and take a day to reset, come back and take good at bats, and I just saw the downshift. I saw a controlled at bat, and even with the homer, he fell behind 0-2, 1-2, and got to a 3-2 count, fouled the ball off, then hit a homer, and then there was a breaking ball after a mound visit that he hits a double on, and he made a quick adjustment, and that was good to see.
Did he handle that stretch better than maybe he has some of the down moments earlier this year, even last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he handled it better, certainly better than last year. There's still a lot of room for him to grow, but tonight, and even against that Mesa, that lefty, to line a ball to the third baseman in that 6 hole was a good at bat, and so tonight was a really all around good big league ball game for Dalton.
As he's kind of settled into this amount of workload that no one expected from him this year, what has stood out to you?
What stood out is he's learning on the run, learning on the job, thrust into it. But I do think that the last couple weeks, some of the struggles has helped him, and I think they'll help him, down the road, whether it's at bat, behind the plate, and staying with game plans and things like that. So, yeah, there's a learning curve, but this is going to be good for him.
Well, it's been a little streaky this year, but if you look at the overall body of work, how important has it been to have him kind of waiting in the wings with Will Smith now out for a month and a half?
Yeah, overall body of work is certainly good, but the talent that he has, the acumen for baseball that he has, he's just got to continue to keep controlling emotions, take good at bats, and stick to that mindset, and then it'll be really fun to watch him as a player. Certainly, having Will down, we need him right now, so we need him to, be the player that he expects, that we expect, and that comes with, a mindset. And tonight was a clinic on how a baseball player should play a baseball game.
Did you look at this series as like a team you might see again in October, and does it add anything, just the way you guys were able to play the last couple nights to turn it around?
Doesn't add anything in the sense that the postseason is certainly different, but it is a team that they're going to be in the postseason. You know, there's a chance that we're going to see them again. We've seen them before in the postseason, so I don't think it's a measuring stick, but you can certainly sense the intensity from both sides.
So like just kind of getting into this game, and ultimately after that early, we say hiccup with the home run, just kind of dialing in on this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was definitely a little slow of a start for me, but I mean, my main goal is just to, you know, be in the zone, really command the zone as well as I can, being off for so long. But yeah, I felt like I was able to lock it in after that, and you know, put together a few good innings, and you know, keep the team in it to win.
Dave Roberts told us that you have very much told him that when you are on the mound, the team wins. What was that conversation like, and how did you tell him that?
Shoot, when was that? That was when we were discussing the opener that we used the one time, and I just mentioned to him, I was like, listen, we're 4-0 when I start the game, so but no, I think it was more of a joke than anything. I think it was more so just, you know, like, let's keep this thing rolling. Like, things are going well. You know, we're scoring runs, throwing the ball well, so making great defensive plays, and you know, we're just playing good baseball. So you know, just keep that going.
Are there any cues that you use tonight that you've learned since being here to stay regrouped, kind of, and what are the cues that you've been helped with since getting here?
I don't know if it's anything new necessarily. I've been working with a mental skills coach for a few years now, and you know, my main focus every pitch is just to execute the pitch, you know, control what I can control, you know, let the defense work behind me, and just make sure I'm putting everything into each pitch. And so it's nice to not, you know, dwell on, you know, a homer or something that doesn't go my way, because ultimately I can't control anything outside of how the ball leaves my hand. And you know, as long as I do that to the best of my ability every time, should theoretically, by baseball numbers, should work out for me, but it doesn't always. So you gotta.
今回のフィリーズとのカード勝ち越しは、ドジャースにとって単なる22回目のシリーズ勝利以上の大きな意味を持つゲームとなりました。まず注目すべきは、大谷翔平選手が相手バッテリーに与える圧倒的な威圧感と、それに呼応したマックス、マンシー選手のアプローチの見事さです。天敵アロンのラに対し、通常なら苦しむカーブボールを警戒しつつ、右方向への進塁打を意識していた中で、甘く入ったチェンジアップを見事に捉えて反対方向へ勝ち越しにラン HR を放ちました。状況に応じた頭脳的なバッティングは、まさにベテランの真骨頂と言えます。また、主戦捕手ウィル、スミスの離脱という緊急事態において、若手のダルトン・ラッシングが見せた成長も圧巻でした。前日の四三振という屈辱から気持ちを切り替え、カウント0から2から粘って本塁打を含む3打点の大活躍を見せたメンタルの強さは、今後のチームの底力を支える大きな要因となるでしょう。さらに、エリック・ロアーが登板した8試合で、チームが全勝し、65得点という驚異的な援護射撃を受けている現象も見逃せません。自分が投げれば勝つ、という言葉通り、一球一球に集中してゲームを作る姿勢が打線に安心感を与えています。トミー、エドマンの左右両打ち席での打撃質の向上と堅守も噛み合い、ポストシーズンを見据えた強固なチームビルディングが着実に進んでいると感じさせる一戦でした。エリック・ロアー投手が登板すると打線が爆発するジンクスや、大谷翔平選手の存在感がチームに与える影響、そしてダルトン・ラッシングの覚醒について、皆さんはどう感じましたか？ぜひコメント欄で皆さんの熱いご意見をお聞かせください。今後もドジャースの最新情報や詳細な解説をお届けしていきますので、チャンネル登録と高評価をよろしくお願いします。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。